Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be recapping the Tour de la Provence, just finished up on FloBikes, and looking ahead to the races that we have coming up next weekend. A couple French one-days and the kickoff to the Cobbled Classics on Loophead Newsblad. I'm joined, of course, by our man in Europe, Gregor Brown. Gregor, how are you?
I'm doing well, and it's great to just get some racing under the belt. We're really getting into 2021. It seems like now all the cyclists have debuted in either one race or another, and today we have the Tour de Provence that we're recapping, Michael.
Yeah, let's dive into it. Tour de la Provence, it had a little bit of everything. There were a bunch of kicks, and of course there was a really, really big mountaintop finish. That is the Giant of Provence, Madman 2. Stage 1, though, it kicked off with Julian Alaphilippe in quite a substantial breakaway. There were only 3 riders, but they were all very good riders. Julian Alaphilippe rolled a 3-man break with Giulio Ciccone and Gianni Moscon. And before Provence kicked off, Ian and I were kind of speculating, is Alaphilippe going to go for GC or is he going for stage wins? Because that's kind of the question that hangs around him with every stage race, from a little 4-day like Provence to the Tour de France. And it looked like stage 1, he had made up his mind. He was going for the stages. He got caught. He got caught with, what was it, 2K to go. He really committed to this breakaway. Didn't get caught until 2K to go. Showed everybody what legs he has by going straight to the front, going to lead-out duties for his teammate Davide Ballerini. Ballerini went on to win, and celebrations for Deceuninck-Quickstep. Gregor, what happened in stage 2?
I mean, Deceuninck just pulls out all these sprinters. And, of course, you have Mark Cavendish, who's also starting his season as well in other races. But you got Ballerini winning in stage 1. Stage 2, weather turned. It wasn't quite the beautiful Provence that we all know of lavender fields and rosé wine. It was cold, nasty weather. And earlier I talked to Matteo Jorgensen. He corrected me, Matteo Jorgensen, and he loves that nasty weather. And in fact, we saw him rolling in the escape there towards the end, and then going for it up in the sprint. And then that nasty crash by Julian Alaphilippe, taken out there by what looked to be an Astana rider. Luckily, Alaphilippe in the rainbow jersey came off okay from that crash. But he just didn't have luck there after that stage 1 as well. Matteo, that was another story. We saw him crash in the final, getting hooked up with the fan, and we're going to roll that interview with him later. We're going to dive down deeper with that, but luckily he came out okay. And again, Davide Ballerini winning the stage, and that beautiful design jersey with the different colors on it. He's taking the GC, taking it, of course, into the Madman 2 stage. He's never going to keep that, Michael.
Yeah, man, it's so weird. I love the way Alaphilippe races, but it is kind of scary watching him just putting himself, in the danger zone in these finishes, these really fast technical bunch kicks. You can't really fault the guy on stage 2. He was sitting 4th wheel and got taken out by an Astana rider. So typically there aren't crashes in the first 5 wheels of a finish. So, just bad luck for him. But for a guy who could win GC rate, like the Tour de France, they're fragile. They tend to be fragile, and it's just kind of a risk going up there and being a lead out, even if it is good entertainment and being a good teammate. Let's go to stage 3.
It's like carrying a dozen eggs home from the grocery store. You need to be careful.
You got to be careful. The GC riders are that dozen of eggs, I think, in that metaphor. They break easily. You got to be careful with them.